Hello, and welcome back to Brit Reviews at All. And today I'm going to be talking about Sistas season 6, and this episode is episode 6 called Mending Fences. Um, this entire episode, I literally wanted to jump through the screen. It was a few people on this episode that had my nerves so just bad, like bad. First off, I'll start with where we opened. If I recall correctly, this came Wednesday, today's Friday, whatever. So, where they left off was Fatima pulling up to Karen's salon to find Zach and Karen in that same position as the picture that she saw before. From her perspective, being the woman and you're coming to bring your guy something and you pull up, and as you're doing that you see his ex and him this close and she's kissing on him. You look at it from that point of view. I was like angry. Oh my goodness, I was so freaking angry at Zach. I was beyond annoyed with Karen at this point. Like, I really understand where Fatima is coming from. It's like, all right, she's alive. We got it. You got those emotions out. But now you're just being completely disrespectful to your relationship. I'm sorry. That look that Karen had on her face, it made you wanted to slap the spit out of her freaking mouth. She just had this arrogant look on her face, and Zach just standing there looking like a complete idiot, almost like he doesn't understand what's happening, like he just doesn't get it, like it was just so annoying. And then for Karen to give Fatima an attitude, like, ma'am, seriously? I think the only thing that's saving Karen is the fact that she's pregnant. If she was not pregnant, Fatima probably would have went in on her tail. I'm like so over. I've been over Karen, now I'm really, really over it because at this point, you know that Zach is with another woman and you are purposely pushing yourself onto him just because you got a little glimpse of some kind of something out of him, some kind of niceness or something towards him, which if you go back to the history of you two, your past relationship, y'all were up and down like that all the time. So just because you saw something in him that time, that doesn't mean that the relationship between you two is going to work. It doesn't. Even more so, it's making you think, like, is Zach actually the father? Because she's really like chummy towards him, like for real. But anyway, I wanted to jump through the screen at Zach because he wanted to beat it, act like he just didn't understand. He couldn't, and baby, he noticed Fatima brought was what she was bringing him was actually urgent. It was regarding what was going on with his son and that other baby mother. I'm like, sir, you do know that she don't have to deal with all of what comes with you, right? You do know that. You do know that she has no ties to you. She can leave and just be done and leave you to fend and figure out your own stuff. Guys, oh my God. Not even just guys, but Zach, you're whack. So he did notice that she's, they're in contact with each other now. He noticed that her ring was off. Honey, she was giving you a sign that you ain't in the doghouse. You're beyond the doghouse. You're beyond the gate. You're outside of the gate. So if you noticing that ring ain't on that finger, you should have been, Karen, you're going to have to hold on for a second because I need to go sort out some stuff with my lady. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been leaving to go follow her. You already pop up at her job anyway, so what's the freaking difference this time? Like, whatever. Anyway, oh God. Then you have the scenario with Aaron. He comes around. He saw the interaction, and then So now he's irritated, and I'm like, oh my Lord, Aaron, you keep running up under Karen, you keep letting her toy with you. In one breath, she'll say she needs some space for you, whatever, whatever. And then you're being persistent. You're still coming around. You're still calling. You're still doing this. You're still doing that. Then when you back off of her and she's mad at Zach, now she's calling you. Now she's bringing in, want your attention. Sir, just leave her alone. Just leave her alone, period. Zach, stay away from Karen. Aaron, stay away from Karen. Even though I don't like Aaron either, but in this particular scenario, stay away. Just stay away from her. Okay. Now, okay. Do I even want to? I'll mention it that we did see a snippet where Karen and Zach were actually sitting down at a table, because I think this might have happened towards the end of the episode. I don't remember, but they were sitting down to talk. I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be the conversation where she said she wanted to speak to the father of her child and let them know first before she speaks to anyone else about who the father is. So I'm wondering if that is the conversation that is getting ready to happen. I will pause right there on that. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Moving on. So, let's see. Oh, and that little back and forth between Aaron and Zach, like, what is that about? Like, Zach, it's like you trying to show him you this, you that, you big and you bad, whatever. And then Aaron's trying to show, oh, I'm still here, I'm for Karen. And then it's like the both of you look dumb. The both of you look dumb. Moving on. All right. So, the situation, they pick back up with Maurice, Calvin, Sabrina. They're meeting with the lawyer, and it's still sinking in that he said 15 years is it's possible that it could happen. Now we kind of get a little seriousness out of Maurice. I'm like, dude, I at this point you gotta cut it with the jokes. This is not funny. You need to be trying to do your own digging, do whatever you got to do. Y'all need to get something out of Q where he is admitting that he lied and that it was a just for him to be able to get out of jail. Y'all better figure something out because this is serious. I thought that was so freaking funny how the lawyer was just like, okay, well, that's the meeting, you guys. I have to go. You can see yourselves out. And then he just jumps up and leaves. It was like, dang, okay. That was funny. Now, after this, they're all sitting there. It's still going in their minds. And Maurice is like, don't say it. Oh, go ahead and, whatever. Basically, Maurice, to some degree, that whole situation, it was your fault because Sabrina had been telling you need to stay away from that boy. She had been telling you that. You were still toying around back and forth with him, right? Okay. Second, I still believe Calvin is partially responsible for the scenario that happened as to how Q had so much access to Maurice. Maurice had put him out. Calvin, you let him back in the home, and he was there. So I feel like it's a partial responsibility, but either way, Maurice is sitting there, he's talking, he keeps saying something, talking about he wants to get rid of Q in a permanent way. I'm kind of like, okay, Maurice, even if that is what you're thinking in your head, if I were the other people in the room, I would be mad as heck because I'm like, no, don't say that in front of me. I didn't hear you say that. I don't want to be a part of it because if that is what you truly feel and what you really want to plan to do, you're making me an accomplice to it by speaking on it in front of me. And then if it happens, you would be legally obligated to say something because if it comes back and they find out that other people knew that was around him that he was saying those things, no. Don't say that around me. But anyway, Everybody was getting very frustrated with Maurice, so they left. And then he finally left with Calvin. Sabrina is freaking out at this point, which I totally understand. Like, girl, that's a lot for something you did not do. Like, your life is being ruined and you didn't even do anything. It's being ruined just because of your association to Maurice. That is whack as heck. It's very whack. Um, she calls. She calls Danny. Basically plans to approach Q at his job because she finds out that he's actually there, um, in a wheelchair. In a wheelchair. But I think he cleans the planes or whatever. So how is that happening? And you're in a wheelchair, whatever. Um, but yeah, so he's there at the job. So she's like, "Can you please get me in, so that I can speak to Q? I just gotta try." Um, I didn't think that was gonna work out, but we did get to see that she did get to speak to him, and just trying to, he still had that wall up, like he don't care, but as we can see, it is actually starting to get to him. Homeboy has a lot of internal issues, and but it's still very whack of you to basically ruin someone's life, um, that didn't even do anything personally to you and didn't do anything at all. I mean, it would be different. It sucks to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It would be different if you said Maurice was the one who was in on it. Sabrina had nothing to do with it. It would be different, a little bit different. Still not right, but different, because Sabrina, like, literally has no association to you. She's only come into contact with you because of Maurice. But anyway, just from talking to him, she actually kind of cracked the wall just a little bit. We saw some tears from Q. We saw some type of actual emotion, human emotion from him, to make us think that there could be a possibility that he might change his story, or he might take back what he said and actually tell the truth. So I am really hoping that is what's going to happen, because that wouldn't be right to have both of them locked up for something that they did not do. It's crazy. Still with the detective, trying to figure out where does Bow, whatever his name is, where is he coming to play? But moving on, I don't think they said too much about him in this episode. Now, moving on to, I'm kind of going all over, like summary, kind of doing it. Let me see. We have where Fatima, when she went back to work, she came across Tamara. Um, Aiden is still dealing with that situation, to where he's kind of in between. It's almost like he kind of is like, maybe I should just go with this, stay married to her, or I need to get my toe out of this marriage right now, because now that I am married to this lady, I just realized I don't even know her like that. We're going to see what happens with that. Fatima is just like, girl, I ain't tell you to do all that. I'm out of this. You doing your own thing at this point. Don't call me. Leave me out of it. I'm out of it. So, funny enough, Tamara goes into the office for Aiden, and she's using what she got to get what she wants, which is to keep him in a happy bliss and oblivious to anything else that's happening around him, and basically to kind of keep him from even thinking about possibly divorcing her. So she's putting it on him in every way that she can think of. So that situation happened. I'm not going to go into detail about that. Let's just say Tamara, Aiden, his desk, she's under it. There you go. All right. Now, Aiden, he gets, Gary comes in, and, well, one, just backtrack, back. Gary didn't already talk to Aiden over the phone, right? Saying he didn't find nothing on her yet, but he knows somebody else. They're going to dig a little bit deeper on her. That second dip into her background will probably be the hit that they need to get all the details on her. But we will see. Now, fast forward. Gary, he comes over to the office. I'm thinking, because he said something about the annulment papers, whatever. So he comes over. I'm thinking he's bringing something to him about Tamara, but I think what might have been in there would have been pertaining to that the business, the company situation that they were dealing with Paris or whatever his name is, and all of that. It might have been about that, but Aiden was acting so weird. That was like the funniest scene. But my thing is, Gary, come on. Aiden was giving you all the signs and all the clues of, dude, get the F out of my office right now. This is not the time. Like that was actually a pretty funny scene. But it was just like, Gary, I mean, did you want to see what was going on back there? Because if he's constantly telling you, like, no, don't come back here, gone, I'll talk to you later. Like, he was being very, like, get the freak out of my office right now. Okay, Gary. Moving on. Now, I already spoke on that. I will say that conversation that happened between Fatima, Andy, and that the lady that came in, the new client. When I tell you, she was literally giving the story of something that hit home for Andy and also something that hit home to Fatima. Fatima, she actually caught that and she listened. Andy, she caught it, but she opted to ignore it. That's what I got out of that. It was just like, come on, Andy, now. You okay. Whatever. But that was a really good talk. So we're gonna see what happens there. I think at this point it's kind of seeming like Fatima's about to be completely done with Zach, so we're gonna see what happens with that. Andy, she is I mean, she's basically hurt Gary's feelings right now, so I feel like he's not really coming at her to even want to be around her because she said what she said, and now his ego is hurt. Not feelings, his ego. His ego is bruised, so he's not really fooling with her right now. I would like to see Andy really just find somebody that really is for her and not trying to control her, and dim her light. I would love to see it because Andy, she's actually brilliant. I mean, she's successful. I mean, what the heck? But her choice of men has been terrible. Even Paris, I mean, he's just giving me more so of just like a fun type of thing, not something to be taken seriously at all. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's see. Like I said, I mentioned about what it seems like is going to happen for the next episode with Karen. Baby, all I know is we got a clip. And Fatima looked like she was going in on Zach. And then Fatima, she she showed up to Karen's house. And I think she was expecting Zach to come over, but it was actually Fatima. And like I said, only thing is saving you, Karen, is that you are pregnant, ma'am. But yeah, all in all, a really good episode, a very irritating episode because, like I said, I wanted to reach through the screen and pop Zach one upside his head. Karen just want to tug on that little hair that's on the top of your head, but that's okay. We're gonna see what happens. I just need Karen to let it go and just figure out your situation as what it is for right now. You're about to become a mother. That should be your focus. Trying to be running after Zach, that shouldn't be your focus right now. You have a whole business that you need to get back into action and off the ground before your baby gets here. Focus on that, okay? And then the right man for you will come down the line, right? Okay. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will do my best to keep up with this show. Some more shows that I'm considering doing, but we will see. So, yeah, thank you, and have a good day. Bye, y'all.